Blog Talk Radio.
Read it. Verse 12. Amos chapter 8, verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea.
And they shall wander from sea to sea. That means you're going from this place to this place. Well, let me go over here. Oh, Islam, I don't like that. Well, let me go over to the Christian church. Oh, I don't know. Well, maybe let me go into Hinduism. Well, I don't know. I don't like this church because this preacher said this. I don't like this church because this preacher said that. Let me tell you, if you were in the Word, it wouldn't matter what the preacher would say. If you was in the Word, you'll be able to see over what he's teaching. But you're going from sea to sea, all over the place. Read.
Amos chapter 8, verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east.
Go ahead.
They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Most High, and shall not find it.
You're going to wish one day you was able to sit in your cushy house and cut on your computer and see the word of the Most High. You're going to long for that time. You're going to wish you had that opportunity. Soon reading the Bible is going to be against the law of the earth. Soon. They're moving everyone into a new age movement. And the only thing you can believe in is yourself. And you are being programmed. That's going to be the belief system. Yourself. That's the new age movement. How grim and dark the government of this earth is. That all of them are in league and are in bed with Satan. That's the truth. Not one of them are with the Most High. Why? Because this kingdom was given into the hand of Satan. Job 9 and 24 tells you the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. So in order for you to rule in this government, you must go to Satan to get your power. He tried to offer it to Christ. Christ denied it. But who took it? All the governments in this earth who will soon pay. They live lavishly in this earth off of the bones, blood, sweat, and tears of the children of Israel. Yes. But now they have to pay. It's time. All these wars in the earth are culminating. They're leading to their own demise. And we're just the people with no weapons. This is our weapon. The only thing we have is this, Christ, in the name of the Most High, and we'll win.
Well, Shalom, Israel, and the rest of you. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to you and yours, wherever you are on this World Wide Web. You are listening to Let's Talk, brought to you by the Men Empowered Organization on the Blog Talk Radio Network at blogtalkradio.com. My name is Brother Malachi, and I am of the Men Empowered Organization. I will be your host tonight for the book of Jasher Latenite, chapters 60 through 63. Want to apologize to you for yesterday's broadcast, which was not aired because of technical difficulties. I guess it's getting too hot in the house with all this knowledge. We will begin momentarily. Just want to remind you, we are here Monday through Thursday from 10 p.m. all the way to about 10, probably about 11:30. We're going to double up and get through the book of Jasher before the month's end. So join us as we continue to wrap it up with the book of Jasher. Want to thank you for listening to us via YouTube from my man JEWEDuP, right there on YouTube.com. And yes, we posted right there on Twitter.com, Men Empowered at Twitter.com, and also Maurice Heron still has his Facebook up temporarily for a short period of time. And then the light goes out at Facebook.com permanently. I repeat, Maurice Heron is going to end his Facebook page permanently once we are done with the book of Jasher. Want to let you think about some things as we get ready to go into it. What do you think about the debt ceiling? Are you prepared for tribulation as we speak? What about the rollout? Do you know what the mark of the beast is? We got a lot to talk about. A lot of things going on in the news today. Don't you be deceived for lack of knowledge. If you'd like to make a comment while we are here live, you can hit us up at 347-205-9279. And when we're not on the air, our office number is 504-484-9388, and our email address is menempoweredtoprosper@yahoo.com. Be right back with chapter 60.
I shouldn't say, yeah. things I shouldn't do. Some maybe I shouldn't know when I win anyway. So I need you to please.
And it's the music of Jessica Clemens, Gotta Have, from days gone by, from Friday and Saturday night gospel jams. That's right, Jessica Clemens. Just want to let you know that we got to give our credits where credits are due. We started out with the Gathering of Christ Church, the music and words of the Gathering of Christ Church, Waking Up. Also, musical background was my man, Lionel Jones, from the Papa Jones CD. Okay, we'll have another music break probably after we get through with at least 2 chapters here. And if you want to chime in while we are here live, you can hit us up at 347-205-9279 and press 1 on your phone when you have a question or a comment. We're beginning with chapter 60, the book of Jasher, chapter 60, verse 1. And when the year came round, being the 72nd year from the Israelites going down to Egypt, after the death of Joseph, Zephro, the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, fled from Egypt, he and his men, and they went away, received them with great honor, and he made Zephro the captain of his host. Verse 3, and Zephro found favor in the sight of Agus and in the sight of his people. And Zephro was captain of the host to Agus, king of Africa, for many days. Verse 4 of chapter 60. And Zephro enticed Agus, king of Africa, to collect all his army to go and fight with the Egyptians and with the sons of Jacob, and to avenge of them the cause of his brethren. But Agus would not listen to Zephro to do this thing, for Agus knew the strength of the sons of Jacob. He's very wise when he says this. He knew the strength of the sons of Jacob and what they had done to his army in their warfare with children of Esau. Verse 6, and Zephro was in those days very great in the sight of Agus and in the sight of all his people. and he continually enticed them to make war against Egypt, but they would not. And it came, verse 7, and it came to pass in those days, there was in the land of Chittim a man in the city of Fusamim. Excuse me, let me pronounce that. Let me go back and pronounce that. See if I can pronounce that. Fusima, if I'm pronouncing it right, whose name was Usa, and he became delegatedly defiled by the children of Chittim. And the man died and had no son, only one daughter, whose name was Jania. Verse 8. And the damsel was exceedingly beautiful, comely, and intelligent. There was no one seen like unto her for beauty and wisdom throughout the land. Verse 9. And the people of Angus, king of Africa, saw her, and they came and praised her unto him. And Angus sent to the children of Chittim, and he requested to take her unto himself for a wife. And for the people of Chittim consented to give her unto him for a wife. Verse 10. And when the messenger of Angus were going forth from the land of Chittim to take their journey, behold, the messenger of Tarnis, king of Bidulta, came unto Chittim. For Tarnis, king of Bidulta, also sent his messengers to request Jania for him, to take unto himself for a wife. For all his men had also praised her to him. Therefore he sent all his servants unto her. Verse 11. And the servants of Tarnis came to Chittim, and they asked for Jania to be taken unto Tarnis, their king, for a wife. Verse 12. And the people of Chittim said unto them, we cannot give her, because Angus, king of Africa, desired her to take her unto him for a wife before you came, and that we should give her unto him. And now, therefore, we cannot do this thing, to deprive Angus of the damsel in order to give her unto Tarnis. Greatly afraid of Angus, lest he come in battle against us and destroy us. And Tarnis, your master, will not be able to deliver us from his hand. 14. And when the messenger of Tarnis heard all the words of the children of Chittim, they turned back to their master and told him all the words of the children of Chittim. Verse 15. And the children of Chittim sent a memorial to Angus, saying, behold, Tarnis has sent for Jania to take her unto him for a wife. And thus have we answered him, and we heard that he has collected his whole army to go to war against thee. And he intended to pass by the road of Sardinia to fight against thy brother Lucas. And after that, we will come to fight against thee. Verse 16. And Angus heard the words of the children of Chittim. They sent to him in the records. And his anger was kindled and rose up and assembled his whole army and came through the islands of the sea, the road to Sardinia, unto his brother Lucas, king of Sardinia. All this for one woman. My. Verse 17. And Nibelus, the son of Lucas, heard that his uncle Angus was coming, and he went out to meet him with a heavy army, and he kissed him and embraced him. And Nibelus said unto Angus, when thou ask my father after his welfare, when I shall go with thee to fight with Tarnis, ask of him to make me captain of the host. And Angus did so. And he came unto his brother, and his brother came to meet him. And he asked him after his welfare. Verse 18. And Angus asked his brother Lucas after his welfare, and to make his son Niblos captain of the host. And Lucas did so. And Angus and his brother Lucas rose up, and they went toward Tarnus to battle, and there was with them a great army and a heavy people. 19. And he came in ships, and they came into the province of Ashtoreth. And behold, Tarnish came toward them, for he went forth to Sardinia, and intend to destroy it, and afterward to pass on from there to Angus to fight with them. And Lucas his brother met Tarnus in the valley of Canopia, and the battle was strong and mighty between them in that place. 21. And the battle was severe upon Lucas king of Sardinia, and all his army fell, and Niblos his son fell also in that battle. Verse 22. And his uncle Angus commanded his servants, and they made a golden coffin for Niblos, and they put him into it. And Angus again waged battle toward Tarnus, and Angus was stronger than he, and he slew him, and he smote all his people with the edge of the sword. And Angus avenged the cause of Niblos, his brother's son, and the cause of the army of his brother Lucas. Died. The hands of those that survived the battle became weak, and they fled from before Angus and Lucas his brother. And Angus and his brother Lucas pursued them unto the high road, which is between Alephant and Romah, and they slew the whole army of Tarnus with the edge of the sword. Verse 23. And Lucas, king of Sardinia, commanded his servants, and they should make a coffin of brass, and that they should place therein the body of the son Niblos, and they buried him in that place. Verse 26. And they built upon it a high tower, there upon the high road, and they called its name after the name of Niblos unto this day. And they also buried Tarnus, king of there, in the place with Niblos. 27. And behold, upon the high road between Alephant and Romah, the grave of Niblos is on one side, and the grave of Tarnus on the other, and a pavement between them upon this day. Verse 28. And when Niblos was buried, Lucas his father returned with his army in his land, Sardinia, and Angus his brother, king of Africa, went with his people unto the land of Bimitah, that is the city of Tarnus. Just want to make a comment here. The king of Africa is not really the entire continent. This name Africa, it is named after a Roman general who is not into play. So that is right there is a mistranslation. So it should be in the land, the king of Canaan land, or Cush land, because those were the areas that were populated in that particular region of so-called Africa, like the so-called Negroes. Let me let you know who the players are. Well, the Egyptians came from Ham. The Israelites came from Shem. Now their descendants are the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob's name is changed by the Most High unto Israel. The descendants today are the tribe of Asher, are the Argentinians, and some are the Brazilians. The tribe of Benjamin are the Jamaicans today that are in the land of Jamaica. That's right, the islands. Guess who's the tribe of Gad is? The tribe of Gad are the Native American Indians today. These are the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel. The tribe of Issachar. The tribe of Issachar are your Mexicans as well as portions of Central America and in some parts of South America. Guess who's the tribe of Judah? Take a guess. Take a wild guess. Okay, I'll let you know. The tribe of Judah are these so-called Negroes here in North America, which includes the United States and Canada. They are what you would call your African Americans who came from the line of tribe of Judah. Christ himself. Some folks call him Jesus, but in Hebrew it's Yeshua, Savior. That is what it means. The tribe of Levi, the priesthood tribe of Levi, are your Haitians on the island of Haiti. The tribe of Manasseh. Now this right here is Joseph's children. They were given the birthright. Manasseh are the Cubans, and Ephraim is the Puerto Ricans on the island of Puerto Rico. The tribe of Naphtali. The tribe of Naphtali are your Hawaiians and the Pacific Islanders. The firstborn, the tribe of Reuben, are the Seminole Indians of Florida, and they are also the Australians, which are the Aborigines. I'm getting kind of tongue-tied saying that. The Aborigines are from the Australian Aborigines. They are from the tribe of Reuben. Simeon. These are your Dominicans on the island, which is split down the middle. On the other side is Haiti, and on that particular side is the Dominican Republic. Zebulun, the tribe of Zebulun, are your Panamanians today. These are the descendants of the children of Israel. The children of Esau, their descendants, they are your Caucasians you have here today. They're not by nationality. They're not by your countries that are divided up into borders, which is all your different languages. They are of one tribe. That's right. Esau's children are the Caucasians that are in almost every European country, as well as here in the United States. These are the children of Esau. They are the Romans during the biblical times. They are the Greeks during biblical times. These are your descendants of Esau. The lesson. Now that we know who the players are, so when you hear me see about the sons of Jacob, I'm talking about the tribes of Israel. And we, as an African or so-called African American here, we are the descendants of the children of Esau from the tribe of Judah. And all that can be going back, and you can see this in Genesis chapter 49, starting with verse 1. Just go ahead and read the whole chapter. Let me back up and go to 26. And they built unto it a high tower there unto the high road, and they called its name after the name of Nibelos unto this day. And they also buried buried Turnus, king of Gibeah, in that place with Nebulas. And behold, up on the high road between Ephatah and Ramah, the grave of Nebulas is on one side, and the grave of Turnus on the other, and a pavement between them unto this day. And when Nebulas was buried, Lucas his father, returned with his army to his land, Sardinia, and Angus, his brother, king of Africa, went with his people unto the city of JEWEDuP, that is the city of Turnus. 29. And the inhabitants of JEWEDuP heard of his fame, and they went greatly afraid of him. And they went forth to meet him with weeping and supplication. And the inhabitants of JEWEDuP extended of Angus not to slay them nor destroy their city. And he did so, for JEWEDuP was in those days reckoning as one of the cities of the children of Chittim. Therefore he did not destroy the city. But from that day forward, the troops of the king of Africa would go to Chittim to spoil and plunder it. And whenever they went, Zephro, the captain of the host of Angus, would go with them. And it was after that Angus turned with his army, and they came to the city of Fusamah, and Angus took this Janiah, the daughter, Janiah, the daughter of Uz, for a wife, and brought her unto the city unto Africa. Verse 1 of chapter 61. Verse 1 of chapter 61. We've got about 25 verses in this chapter, and we're going to take a mid-break, and we'll open the lines up if you have any questions or comment while we're taking a music break right after Jasher chapter 61, verse 1. And it came to pass at that time, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, commanded all his people to make for him a strong palace in Egypt. Verse 2. And he also commanded the sons of Jacob, remember who the sons of Jacob are, to assist the Egyptians in the building. And the Egyptians made a beautiful and elegant palace for a royal habitation. And he dwelt therein, and he renewed his government, and he reigned securely. Verse 3. And Zebulun, the son of Jacob, died in that year. Do you know who Zebulun is? Now, he had kids. If he didn't have kids, then there would cease to be a tribe of Zebulun. And Zebulun, the son of Jacob, died in that year. That is the 72nd year of the going down of the Israelites to Egypt. And Zebulun died 114 years old, and was into a coffin and given into the hand of his children. Verse 4. And in the 75th year died his brother Simeon. He was 120 years old, and he was also put into a coffin and given into the hands of his children. Verse 5. And Zephro, the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, captain of the host, to Angus, king of Delabah, was still daily enticing Angus to prepare for battle to fight with the sons of Jacob in Egypt. And Angus was unwilling to do this thing, for his servants had related to him all the might of the sons of Jacob, what they had done unto them in their battles with the children of Esau. You know who Esau is now. Verse 6. And Zephro was in those days daily enticing Angus to fight with the sons of Jacob in those days. Verse 7. After some time, Angus hearkened to the words of Zephro and consented to him to fight with the sons of Jacob in Egypt. And Angus got all his people in order, for numerous as the sand which is upon the seashore, and he formed his resolution to go to Egypt to battle. Bad mistake. Bad mistake. Verse 8. And among the servants of Angus was a youth 15 years old. Belial, the son of Becher, was his name. And the youth was very wise and understood the art of witchcraft. Verse 9. And Angus said unto Belial, Conjure for us, I pray thee, with the witchcraft, that we may know who will prevail in the battle to which we are now possessing. And Belial ordered that they should bring him wax, and he made thereof the likeness of chariots and horsemen, representing the army of Angus and the army of Egypt. And he put them in a commonly prepared waters that he had for that purpose. And he took in his hand and brought of myrrh trees, and he exercised his cunning. And he joined them over the water, and there appeared unto him in the water the resembling images of the host of Angus, falling before the resembling images of the Egyptians and the sons of Jacob. And Belial told the thing to Angus, and Angus despaired and did not arm himself to go down to Egypt to battle, and he remained in his city. Verse 13. Just want to remind you that the Egyptians and the Israelites are partners at this particular time because of what Joseph did to the Egyptians as well as the Israelites, saving them from the famine that they had. And when Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, saw that Angus despised of going forth to battle with the Egyptians, Zepho fled from Angus from Africa, and he went and came unto Shittim. 13. And all the people of Shittim received him with great honor, and they hired him to fight their battles all the days. And Zepho became exceedingly rich in those days. And the troops of the king of Africa still spread themselves in those days. And the children of Shittim assembled and went to Mount Captisia on account of the troop of Angus, king of Africa, who were advancing upon them. Verse 14. And it was one day that Zepho lost a young heifer, and he went to seek it, and he heard it lowering round about the mountain. 15. And Zepho went, and he saw, and behold, there was a large cave at the bottom of the mountain, and there was an entrance of the cave. And Zepho split the stone, and he came into the cave, and he looked, and behold, a large animal was devouring the ox. From the middle upward it resembled a man, and from the middle downward it resembled an animal. And Zepho rose up against the animal and slew it with his sword. Verse 16. And the inhabitants of Shittim heard of this thing. They heard of this thing. And they rejoiced exceedingly, and they said, What shall we all do unto this man who has slain this animal that devour our cattle? 17. And they all assembled to consecrate one day in the year to him, and they called the name thereof Zepho, after his name, and they brought unto him drink offering year after year on that day, and they brought unto him gifts. Verse 18. At that time, Jania, the daughter of Urs, wife of King Angus, became ill, and her illness was heavily felt by Angus and his officers. And Angus said unto his wise men, What shall I do to Jania, and how shall I heal her from her illness? And his wife men said unto him, because the air of our country is not like the air of the land of Chittim, and our water is not like their water. Therefore, from this has this queen become ill. Verse 19. For through the change of air and water she became ill, and also became in her country. She drank only the water which came from Perma, which her ancestors had brought up with bridges. Verse 20. And Angus commanded his servant, and they brought unto him in vessels of the waters of Perma, belonging to Chittim, and they weighed those waters with all the waters of the land of Africa, and they found those waters lighter than the water of Africa. Verse 21. And Angus saw this thing, and he commanded all his officers to assemble the hews of stone in thousands, and they hewed stones without number. And the builders came, and they built an exceedingly strong bridge, and they conveyed the spring of water from the land of Chittim unto Africa, and those waters were for Janah, the queen, for all her concerns, to drink from and to bake, wash and bathe within, and also to water within all seed from which food can be obtained, and all fruits of the ground. Verse 22. And the king commanded that they should bring of the soil of Chittim in large ships, and they also brought stones, and to bear with. And the builders built palaces, and Janah the queen, and the queen became healed of their illness. Verse 23. And at the revolution of the year, the troops of Africa continued, coming into the land of Chittim to plunder as usual. And Zepho, son of Eliphaz, heard their report, and he gave orders concerning them, and he fought with them. And they fled before him and delivered the land of Chittim from them. Verse 24. And the children of Chittim saw the valor of Zepho, and the children of Chittim resolved, and they made Zepho king over them, and he became king over them. And whilst he reigned, they went to subdue the children of Tubal and all the surrounding islands. And their king Zepho went as their head, and they made war with Tubal and the islands, and they subdued them. And when they returned from the battle, they renewed his government for him. And they built for him a very large palace for the royal habitation in Scar. And they made a large throne for him. And Zepho resigned over the whole land of Chittim and over the land of Atelia 50 years. We're going to take a quick music break, and we will get into 62 as well as 63. Y'all bear with me. We've got close to maybe about 45 minutes SO, and we'll be right back in 5.
The 5 Souls Mixtape. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name of SO, and I'll be your host for the next 15 minutes or so. So grab a plate or something and sit down and enjoy the ride. Look, folks told me that know is no. And so you roll, young so-and-so. Learn to grow, then go where you're told to go. Now I have my head stuck in the scriptures like a man with a mission, seek a man in the prison mind. Still sees inside, stand with a vision, I am there with the Christian who with hairs and no cease to try. But they call me a beast and I wonder why. Cause a little leaven leavens the feast. Another line, it's made clear, it's a defeat. Calling with pride, I gotta stay southern like Metal Gear. I will not settle here, no mad, no pad, bound with fear. Or the Lord, got the sword, white flag, disappeared. Fam, listen here, this is Solus Christos, theocentric talk. Walked in it, this here is authentic. Of course the Lord's in it. Lost in the cross of a thought, get lost in it. Y'all get it? There I go, get it so-called deep. If not, you only grow to be so-called sheep. Not real, not still with the spirit dog. Hear it, lukewarm gets spilled out. In less than 1 minute, we know no time limits. Getting pie with it, but stand on the Lord's strength. And I mean in all sense, spirit that the Lord sent. He's the one who works in the kid. Carl knows that. He is the bridge, sanctifies us in truth. His work is the proof that was saved once the praise and enslaved. They go for the grace immersed, and the faith emerged out of the flames and purged. I would say you hurt, but I praise him first before I defame and curse out. Fight the good fight means more than one bout. Despite the looks I will maintain, when glory's obtained, everything's gonna change, there's no doubt. And no sprouts and lilies in the field means that God wants to build. I mean that, yeah, believe that. Think before you react. Suffering for buffering to get you more love with him. Rain off to the pain, glory off to the gory death. I mean there's more to the story left. We abhor any phony steps, but to live is Christ and to die is gain. What thought we rest? I say we, yeah I mean true say and others. A band of ringers who were changing brothers. Serene in the team, in light we're covered. Refuse to be cool, invert it comes. None of that. And Christ crucified is the ammo. Soldiers on the battlefield, boots with the camo. Elector in a lancer, gotta go out like a candle. Lighten up the lamp for the lamb, yo. The truth is in the scriptures, so we preach it. Doulos of teachers, the world needs Jesus. I'm praying that the scene may see what's needed. Don't live in pipe dreams with obscene non features. But rather when they grip the mic, the people may see the light and meet the Christ and grow. That's what's needed. Forget all pretense. We gotta do a step back sequence. Go back to the text and read it. Now, doesn't that sound elementary? Faithfulness, add that to the recipe. This pericope is found where Paul told Timothy, watch your life and doctrine literally. And the same is still applies today. To read another way is ill-advised. Don't this sound soliloquize? Deep down I feel aside. Pay for the crowd and dead of minds. Don't pray for the pounds of enterprise. Pray to be sound and dot of eye. Face to the ground and fortified. His faith can be found. Holy in the Son of Man. Ain't no other fam. 2 holes in the sun's hands. And there ain't no loophole to the sun's dad. Just him who stooped low and hung man. But a rose so that all can see. Talk to me on and off the beat. I say the same thing. Maintain keeping the gospel. The main thing they say what we've got to is make change. I see them hostels, but I see the breath up in your nostrils. It keeps your heart beating. He ain't got to. That God you don't believe in has got you. That common grace reads your poker face. So know your fate. You don't want to end up in a place where there's no escape. Flames burning, I remain certain that the oldest takes need to show the youngest how to grow and hold the faith. Pretty determined they are swerving and will go astray if we don't grab them by their coattails. Disciple and those frail, climbing any height, cause no scale or mount is gonna keep us from the fountain. We counting up the laws, picking crosses and shouting. We fighting for the boss. Our boss is about it. No, Ricky, he's Pippy. Who I'm talking about is so way bigger, although it figures he's God plus tougher than Nimrod. One true God, only one that's in charge. Others they idols. Vital you see, dog, and don't be duped. Peel through the peeps in the pew. The lions in the lion's den. Those who wanna lie up with the Leviathan. Not knowing time's up, but fly with trends. Stuck in iron them, and them is men. And never will they iron him. Only he can put out the heat like fireman. Only he can clean out the grease for your frying pan. You were dirty, young dirty, and your flyest trends. Your priest, and he can iron men. Whoa, and so they all with it, the all is with the lions in the fire. But the life they would acquire was something. So they gave up their life and whole entire being for the Christ. It seems that what I write is obscene and not tight, but no, it's reality based. So these faiths, but now they so adjacent. Seeing the king's face, that's why I'm so elated. Pride to celebrate it, prior to ever facing it. I was faithless and wasting it, but then the king did save. Now my faith in him, I ain't chasing win since I made you in. Those theological truths, I'm embracing them. Now my faith's in Christ, no more faith in skin. So I place this mic with no tasteless whim. I won't waste this life if I'm chasing him.
5 soulless, 5 soulless, 5 soulless, 5 soulless, 5 soulless, 5 soulless.
I'm very sorry. Looked like I did not have my mic on. I don't know how long I had that going on right there. But let's go to the book of Jasher, chapter 62. In that year, being the 79th year of the Israelites going down to Egypt, died Reuben, the son of Jacob, in the land of Egypt. Reuben was 125 years old when he died, and they put him into a coffin, and he was given into the hands of his children. And in the 80th year died his brother Dan. He was 120 years at his death, and he also was put in a coffin and given into the hands of his children. And in the year died Cushiham, king of Edom, and after him reigned Hadad, the son of Bedell, for 35 years. And in the 81st year died Issachar, the son of Jacob, in Egypt, and Issachar was 122 years old at his death. And he also put in a coffin in Egypt and given unto the hands of his children. And in the 82nd year died Asher, his brother. He was 123 years old at his death, and he was placed in a coffin in Egypt and given unto hands of his children. 5. And in the 83rd year died Gad. He was 125 years old at his death, and he was put into a coffin in Egypt and given unto the hands of his children. 6. And it came to pass in the 84th year that the 50th year of the reign of Hadad, son of Bedell, king of Edom, that Hadad assembled all the children of Esau, and he got his whole army in readiness, about 400,000 men. And he directed his way to the land of Moab. And he went to fight with Moab and to make them tributaries to him. 7. And the children of Moab heard the thing, and they were very much afraid. And they sent to the children of Media to assist them in fighting with Hadad, son of Bedell, king of Edom. Verse 8. And Hadad came unto the land of Moab, and Moab and the children of Media went out to meet him, and they placed themselves in battle array against him in the field of Moab. 9. And Hadad fought with Moab, and there fell the children of Moab and the children of Media, many slain ones, about 200,000 men. 10. And the battle was very severe upon Moab. And when the children of Moab saw that the battle was sore upon them, they weakening their hands and turned their backs and left the children of Media to carry on with the battle. Verse 11. And the children of Media knew not the intentions of Moab, but their strengthening themselves in battle, and fought with Hadad and all his hosts, and all Media fell before him. Verse 12. And Hadad smote all Media with a heavy smitten, and he slew them with the edge of the sword. He left none remaining of those who came to assist Moab. 13. And when all the children of Media had perished in battle, and the children at Moab had escaped, Hadad made all Moab at that time tributary to him, and they became under his hand, and they gave a yearly tax as it was ordered. And Hadad turned and went back to his land. 14. And at the revolution of the year, when the rest of the people of Media that were in the land heard that all their brethren had fallen in battle with Hadad for the sake of Moab, because the children of Moab had turned their backs in battle and left Media to fight. Then 5 of the princes of Media resolved, and with the rest of their brethren who remained in their land, to fight with Moab to avenge the cause of their brethren. 15. And the children of Media sent to all their brethren, the children of the east, and all their brethren. All the children of Keturah came to assist Media to fight with Moab. You all know that Keturah was the wife of Abraham, second wife. He also had one that was Sarah and a concubine also that had the Ishmaelites. Verse 16, and the children of Moab heard these things, and they were greatly afraid that all the children of the east had assembled together against them for battle. And they, the children of Moab, sent a memorial to the land of Edom, to Hadad, the son of Bedad, saying, Come now, verse 17, unto us and assist us, and we will smite Midian, for they all assembled together and have come against us with all their brethren and the children of the east to battle, to avenge the cause of Midian that fell in battle. Verse 18, and Hadad, son of Bedad, king of Edom, went forth with his whole army and went to the land of Moab to fight with Midian. And Midian and the children of the east fought with Moab in the field of Moab, and the battle was very feisty between them. Verse 19, and Hadad smote all the children of Midian and the children of the east with the edge of the sword. And Hadad at that time delivered Moab from the hand of Midian and those that remained of Midian. And of the children of the east fled beyond Hadad and his army. And Hadad pursued them to their land, and smote them with a very heavy slaughter, and the slain fell in the road. 20. And Hadad delivered Moab from the land of Midian, for all the children of Midian had fallen by the edge of the sword. And Hadad turned and went back to his land. 21. And from the day forth the children of Midian hated the children of Moab, because they had fallen in battle for their sake. And there was a great and mighty in all that were found of Midian in the road of the land of Moab perished by the sword of Moab. And all that were found of Moab in the road of the land of Midian perished by the sword of Midian. Thus did Midian unto Moab, and Moab unto Midian for many days. Verse 23, and it came to pass at that time that Judah, the son of Jacob, died in Egypt in the 86th year of Jacob's going down to Egypt. And Judah was 129 years old at his death. And they embalmed him and put him into a coffin, and he was given into the hands of his children. 24. And in the 89th year died Naphtali. He was 132 years old, and he was put into a coffin and given into the hands of his children. 25. In 91st year of the Israelites going down into Egypt, that is the 30th year of the reign of Zephro, the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, over the children of Chittim. The children of Africa came up on the children of Chittim to plunder them as usual, but they had not come up on them for these 13 years. 26. And they came to them in the year, and Zephro, the son of Eliphaz, went out to them with some of his men and smote them desperately. And the troops of Africa fled from before Zephro, and the slain fell before him. And Zepho and his men pursued them, going on and smitten them up until they were near unto Africa. Verse 27, and Agag, king of Africa, heard what Zepho had done, and it vexed him exceedingly. And Agag was afraid of Zepho all the days. This is the end of chapter 62. We will take a music break, and we will finish up 63, which only has 35 verses in Jasher chapter 63. We'll be right back right after Richie Righteous.
I'm about to lose my mind. To all my haters, it's been a long time, 13 years to be exact, patiently waiting to explode on a track. Do you even know what it's like, kid, to be a gospel rapper spitting fire, but you never get invited to any of the concerts, none of the conference? It shattered my self-esteem and lowered my confidence. I couldn't take no more. The devil said, rich, what you waiting for? He said, man, if you switch up your style, we could have these hits, we could stack these chips, and we could smash these chicks. You're young, fly, flashy, and doing good music. If the church don't want your talent, then dog, I could use it. Besides, they're always trying to rearrange you. I like the way you are, rich, I ain't trying to change you. They never want to pay you. They tell you come do it for Jesus, but in Jesus ain't the rate. Don't you want to drive a fast car and live like a rap star? I can put your name in life to law. And what you waiting for? I said God's got a plan for me. Blessed is what I stand to be. God can put my name in life to law, and that's what I'm waiting for. The devil said, so how long you gon' settle for being a broke musician? Savannah said he's getting old and need college tuition. Gospel labels ain't signing, and you don't got a wax sound. It's just cause you don't got a choir in the background. So stick with me, and I can make a name for you. I made a lot famous, and I could do the same for you. Sign on the dotted and rhyme about any topic, anything that you need in this world, son, you got it. And if you wanna say you're a Christian and look shameless, just use the same excuse that I give these entertainers. Tell them you're a Christian and you really love God. You only do secular music cause it's just your job. Don't you wanna drive a fast car and live like a rap star? I can put your name in life to law. Man, what you waiting for? I said God's got a plan for me. Blessed is what I stand to be. God can put my name in life to law, and that's what I'm waiting for. I said, devil, use a dirty, filthy, stinking, rotten liar. And if I follow you, I'll end up burning in the fire. I can't even believe you would try that. Get me to make an Ishmael instead of waiting on Isaac. I rap for God and I do it well. I eat the magazine, but your boy double XL, and you hate that. You want me to trade that, but the fire is for you, Satan, and you cannot escape that. I'm a modern day Joseph, I can't be stopped. Throw me in a pit and I'll still come out on top, screaming Jesus is my hero. Modern day Moses, the let God's people go. I'm modern day David, but when the pen is in my palms, these is more than raps that I write. Call these songs a modern day Samson, but when I hit the blocks, it's gonna take more than Delilah to pick my lock. A modern day Elijah, I could call down fire before the sonogram. He knew me like Jeremiah, a prophet to the nations. I'm patiently waiting for the day God comes back and smash you, Satan. A modern day Daniel, I could sleep among lions like them Hebrew boys. I walk through fire without frying. A modern day Paul with a call on my life. John the Baptist, make way for the coming of the Christ. The price that he paid on the cross makes me rich. I don't gotta work with you to make hits. When it come to chicks, you already know the deal. I'm faithful to my wife. Besides, AIDS is real, and even though sometimes I get hurt by the church, that still ain't gonna stop me. I'ma spit my verse for Jehovah Jireh, the Lord's my provider. When it comes to this walk, the law is a ride. Don't you wanna drive a fast car and live like a rap star? I can put your name in life to law, and what you waiting for? I said God's got a plan for me. Blessed is what I stand to be. God can put my name in life to law, and that's what I'm waiting for.
Patiently waiting.
I've been waiting for so long.
And it's the music of Richie Righteous taken from the CD Resting in Christ's Hands. All right, we are on our final chapter of the evening, the book of Jasher, chapter 63. And in the 93rd year died Levi, the son of Jacob. Now, I want me to let you get the setting. Here's the setting. We are in Egypt now with all the relatives of the 12 tribes of Israel. They are now having kids. They are now the original 12 are passing away now and passing it forth to their children. So now that the Egyptians are basically in partnership with the Hebrew Israelites, so now what's happening is that they are of like one nation now. But you can still tell the distinction between Hebrew and Egyptian. Just want to kind of let you know that. Right. In Egypt, and Levi was 137 years old when he died. And they put him in a coffin, and he was given into the hands of his children. Verse 2. And it came to pass after the death of Levi, when all Egypt saw that the sons of Jacob, the brethren of Joseph, were dead, all the Egyptians began to afflict the children of Jacob, and to embitter their lives from that day unto the day of from their hands all the vineyards and fields which Joseph had given unto them, and all the elegant houses in which the people of Israel lived, and all the fat of Egypt. The Egyptians took all from the sons of Jacob in those days. This is when we stayed too long. We should have left out of Egypt before get entangled with the Egyptians, and then we know the rest is history. Verse 3, and the hands of Egypt became more grievous in those days against the children of Israel. And the Egyptians injured the Israelites until the children of Israel were weary of their lives on account of the Egyptians. 4. And it came to pass in those days, in the 102nd year of Israel going down into Egypt, that Pharaoh, king of Egypt, died, and Milo, his son, reigned in his stead. And all the mighty men of Egypt, and all that generations which knew Joseph and his brethren died in those days. 5. They don't know where that blessing came from, but the blessing for the Egyptians were that the Israelites were there. Verse 5. And another generation rose up in their stead, which had not known the sons of Jacob, and all the good which they had done to them, and all their might in Egypt. 6. Therefore all Egypt began from that day forth to embitter the lives of the sons of Jacob, and to afflict them with all manner of hard labor, because they had not known their ancestors who had delivered them in the days of the famine. 7. And this was also from the Lord for the children of Israel to benefit them in their latter days, in order that all the children of Israel might know the Lord their God. Verse 8. And in order to know the signs and mighty wonders which the Lord would do in Egypt on account of his people Israel, in order that the children of Israel might fear the Most High God of their ancestors and walk in the ways they and their seed after them all the days. Verse 9. Milo was 20 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 94 years And all Egypt called his name Pharaoh, after the name of his father, as it was their custom to do to every king who reigned over them. In troops of Angus, king of Africa, went forth to spread among the land of Chittim as usual for plunder. And Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, heard their report, and he went forth to meet them with his army, and he fought them there in the road. Verse 12. And Zepho smote the troops of the king of Africa with the edge of the sword, and left none remaining of them, and not even one returned to his master in Africa. Verse 13. And Angus heard of this which Zepho the son of Eliphaz had done to all his troops, that he had destroyed them. And Angus assembled all the troops, all the men of the land of Africa, a people numerous like the sand of the sea. Verse 14. And Angus sent to Lucas his brother, saying, Come to me with all thy men, and help me to smite Zepho and all the children of Chittim, who have destroyed my men. And Lucas came with his whole army, a very great force, to assist Angus his brother to fight with Zepho and the children of Chittim. And Zepho and the children of Chittim heard the thing, and they were greatly afraid, and a great terror fell upon their hearts. 16. And Zepho also sent a letter to the land of Edom, to Hadad, the son of Bedad, king of Edom, and to all the children of Esau, saying, 17. I have heard that Angus, king of Africa, is coming to us with his brother for battle against us, and we are greatly afraid of him, for his army is very great, particularly as he comes against us with his brother and his army likewise. Now therefore, verse 18, come you also up with me and help me, and we will fight together against Angus and his brother Lucas, and you will save us out of their hands. But if not, know ye that we shall all die. 19. And the children of Esau sent a letter to the children of Chittim and Zepho the king, saying, We cannot fight against Angus and his people for a covenant of peace for the days of Bela the first king, and from the days of Joseph the son of Jacob's king of Egypt, with whom we fought on the other side of Jordan when he buried his father. Verse 20. And when Zepho heard the words of his brethren, the children of Esau, he refrained from them, and Zepho was greatly afraid of Angus. 21. And Angus and Lucas, his brother, arrayed of all forces, about 800,000 men against the children of Chittim. And all the children of Chittim said unto Zepho, Pray for us to the God of our ancestors. Peradventure he may deliver us from the hand of Angus and his army. For we have heard that he is a great God, and that he delivered all who trust in him. And Zepho heard the words, and Zepho sought the Lord, and he said, O Lord God of Abraham and Isaac, my ancestors, this day I know that thou art a true God, and all the gods of the nations are vain and useless. Verse 25. Remember now this day unto me thy covenant with Abraham our father, which our ancestor related unto us, and do graciously with me this day for the sake of Abraham and Isaac and our father, and save me and the children of Chittim from the hand of the king of Africa, who comes against us for battle. Verse 26. And the Most High hearkened to the voice of Zepho, and he had regard for him and account of Abraham and Isaac. And the Most High delivered Zepho and the children of Chittim from hand of Angus and his people. And Zepho in number 27 fought Angus, king of Africa, and all his people on that day. And the Most High gave all the people of Angus into the hand of the children of Chittim. Verse 28. And the battle was severe upon Angus, and Zepho smote all the men of Angus and Lucas his brother with the edge of the sword. And there fell from them unto the evening of that day about 4,000 men. Verse 29, and when Angus saw that all the men perished, he sent a letter to all the inhabitants of Africa to come to him to assist him in the battle. And he wrote in the letter, saying, all who are found in Africa, let them come unto me, and from 10,000 years old and upward, let them all come unto me. And behold, if he comes not, he shall die. And all that he has and has whole household, the king will take. Verse 30. And all the rest of the inhabitants of Africa, words of Angus. And there went out of the city about 300,000 men and boys from the 10th year upward, and they came to Angus. 31. And at the end of 10 days, Angus renewed the battle against Zepho and the children of Chittim, and the battle was very great and strong between them. Verse 32. And from the army of Angus and Lucas, Zepho sent many of the wonderful unto his hand, about 2,000 men. And Sophatar, the captain of the host of Angus, fell in that battle. And when Sophatar had fallen, the African troops turned their backs to flee, and they fled, and Angus and Lucas, his brother, were with them. And Zepho and the children of Chittim pursued them, and they smote them still heavily on the road, about 200 men. And they pursued Osdrabra, the son of Angus, who had fled with his father, and they smote 20 of his men in the road. And Azaba escaped from his children of Chittim, and they did not slay him. Verse 35. And Angus and Lucas, his brother, fled with the rest of their men, and they escaped and came to Africa with terror and counter-nation, and Angus feared all the days lest Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, should go to war with him. This concludes the book of Jasher, chapter 63. Well, if you had any questions or have any questions before we go out of time, you can press 1 on your phone and we'll bring you and chime you in to our show conversation. If not, we're going to say good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are on the World Wide Web. Join us tomorrow on the book of Jasher, chapter 64. Until next time, everyone, shalom.